Welcome back to the Purple Empire Summons. She's a dancer, a choreographer, a content creator, a blogger, and honestly, that's just scratching the surface. Charli Rose isn't just moving to the rhythm, she's setting it. Whether she's creating captivating performances, sharing her insights through storytelling, or pushing creative boundaries in ways that keep us all inspired, one thing is clear the list of what she does just does not stop. How are you doing today, Charlie?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Do you have allergies? Has your allergies been messing up at all? It's spring.
It's actually been so bad. This morning I woke up, my eyes were itching. I was like, I can't be all puffy. I have an allergy today.
Right. You are one busy woman. I mean, every time I go on your Instagram, you're always doing something. How do you manage to cope with all the things that you do?
My calendar, sleep, and just prioritizing my well-being. I feel like for definitely this year is like work-life balance for sure because I tend to be going crazy until burnout, and I'm like, burnout is not tea. Like, no.
Can you believe we're already in April?
No, it's actually insane. Like second quarter, what? Oh
Like
my,
already?
yes, it's crazy.
What made you start getting into content creation?
Honestly, I just like sharing my life. I like watching my own videos back and like looking at the moments that I captured, whether it's with my friends or my family, a vacation. So I just genuinely love like just capturing the moment.
That's awesome. I actually want to ask about that because, you always hear the opposite of when vloggers like, I don't want to watch back my stuff ever. Like, is there like any advice you can give vloggers to like it's okay to watch back and not be embarrassed?
hmm I mean, for me personally, when I watch back, it might be at a time when I'm just like, I need to laugh. Like, I know, like last week I was doing something really fun. It was action packed. Like this week, I might not be feeling the best, but I just know that I'm not gonna be in that moment for so long. I feel like watching my vlogs back, I'm able to really just see my life because I feel like we can go past in life so often, just like not looking back on our experiences and being able to really look back on my experiences. I feel like it one helps me stay grounded in my life and also gives me just a nice perception of who I am and like how I show up in everyday life.
Yeah, one way that we can analyze what we want to do in the future is by analyzing the past. After all, the past is what dictates the present anyway.
Exactly.
Now, does content creation take a lot of work? Do you believe it's harder than like a 9 to 5 job? Would you change it? Why or why wouldn't you?
I definitely would not change it. I definitely think it's about, I would say even more than a 9 to 5 job because it takes a lot more discipline because it's like you have to get yourself up. It's like there's no boss that's like you have to be here at this time, finish this assignment. It's more like you're being your own boss. You have to hold yourself accountable. So I feel like that level of discipline and just like being on yourself is just very important in content creation. But I wouldn't change it for the world because I genuinely love my independence. Like I love my own time and I love working for myself.
That's awesome because we actually touched on that last podcast, which you can watch the last podcast if you click the I right here. And it's interesting because, with content creation, people get flamed for, doing content, not having a quote unquote real job. But this isn't promised. Like, business can be up for a month and then it can be down for a month as well.
hmm
Yeah. So, what is one lesson you've learned about yourself when creating content?
I definitely learned that I don't like to force myself to do things. I really like to be in the mood to put out good content because I love to be in like my best positive vibes. And it's like every day you're not going to wake up like that. So I felt that I had to just create like a routine for myself, whether that's just getting up, making my bed, getting cute, like you know what I mean? It like puts me in the mood to like create content for real.
Right. Having that clean, healthy space gives you that motivation to continue and keep going moving forward. That's good to hear. So, what I'm hearing is you really don't follow a schedule. You kind of just go with the flow.
I do, yes. I mean, I definitely try for my YouTube videos to post at least once a week, but when it comes to like my Instagram stories, like one day I'll have like 50 Instagram stories, then you might not see me for a couple days because I'm working. what I mean? I feel like we love to share our life on like Instagram and like share content, but like I have to realize that it's like I'm not really creating content, I'm really living my life. So taking that perception out of it, one helps me put out so much more like authentic content. I'm not like trying to come up with ideas. I'm just like living my life and sharing the vibes. Yeah.
Right. Authenticity is so important because it's like I always tell people this, and even with friendships and anything, like you can only be fake for so long.
Bro, literally. Hey,
But thank you, but I'm not gonna go into that because if I do, I'll be throwing shade. But now tell me, Charlie, how did this even happen? Or when it comes to like your choreography and dancing, because I was watching your content and all of a sudden you're dancing now, like.
I've been dancing my whole life. When I first started dancing, my mom was like, "Are you sure you want to start dancing, girl? You can't even do a two-step." And I was like, "Yes, like I'm very passionate about this. I'm willing to just grow and just push myself." So just going to like dance conventions and growing with like different dance teams. Honestly, I took the leap of faith. I left the competition, danced in like 10th grade. I was like, I want to dance behind artists. Had no clue how I was gonna get there. But I was like, I need to go to grow. My mom always says that. She's like, you gotta go to grow. So I was like, let's just jump off the cliff. And then 2 years later, with just, consistency, still training, posting my videos, putting myself out there constantly, I just found myself on these stages. Like, it's so insane.
Right.
So
Speaking
insane.
of speaking of stages, we have to watch this video because can we get a replay on Charlie dancing?
Yes.
Oh, guys, we will link the link to that video down in the description below. I couldn't play too long of it for copyright purposes, but Charlie, oh my goodness, how did that impact your career? Because on the radar, freestyle's a pretty big place.
It was actually insane. Like, actually, just a little recap of how I even got there. I ended up meeting a choreographer on a previous music video, like my first music video I had ever done, maybe a few months before that. And she had reached out to me. She was in LA. I'm based in New York, and the project was also based in New York. And she hit me up and she was like, hey, like, tomorrow, meaning like Monday, it was Sunday. She's like, tomorrow, can you like learn this choreography on FaceTime? And then teach it to the other girl that you're dancing with, and then
Wow.
perform it that same night. It was literally like a 24-hour turnover. And it's genuinely impacted me so much because it really genuinely showed myself that like growth takes so much time, and it's like you may not see or like realize the growth until you're really like right there. I was like, I can really say yes to this and learn this choreography on FaceTime and execute it. I'm like, what?
Right.
It's
And
crazy.
I'm actually glad you touched on that because I always tell people this all the time. Like, no, I'm not the biggest person yet, but consistency is so important. You're not, overnight success can happen, and over the year, success can happen too.
Mhm.
So it's like
Yes,
you can't. When people go into this thing being like, oh yeah, I have this amazing content idea, I'm gonna go viral instantly. They instantly lose motivation, and it's like you can't expect that.
exactly. I actually just heard this thing. It was like, do you want 15 minutes or do you want 15 years? And that stuck with me so much because I'm just like, yeah, I want 15 years. Like, I want longevity in everything that I'm doing. So, like, intention
Right.
is.
That's right. That is so true. Now, what physical impact does it take? What physical impact does it take when you're dancing? Do you have to focus on your diet more? Do you have to go to the gym more? What is it? What is it like?
Going to the gym more. Like right now, I had dance the other day and then I went to the gym the same day. That was not a good idea. I can barely move my arms.
Right.
Like no, when I tell you I'd be sore, but going to the gym and like building my stamina has helped me a lot, especially that being that I'm not like professionally like training with like a studio and I have a strict schedule. I had to just start creating a schedule for myself. I'm like, if I'm gonna work out 3 times a week, then I'm gonna work out 3 times a week.
All right. Exactly.
Can get booked anytime. So I'm like, stay ready so I don't have to get ready for sure.
Right, because you're a college student, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
That's stressful. I'm sorry. I'm a college student too, and I already touched on like how do you manage all that. But that's Charlie. Like, oh my goodness.
Yes, yeah, but now I go to school online, so it's a lot more flexible for me, and I had to make that decision because I was still in person for fall semester this year, and I was like, yeah, I gotta switch to online so I can live my life and, be on call for everything.
Now, my parents tell me this all the time. Are your parents like, we love what you're doing, but make sure you prioritize school and make sure you're on top of it? Did your parents ever tell you
Yes,
that?
they did, but I had to just like keep reassuring my parents. I'm like, honestly, my mom just asked me the other day, like Monday, she was like, "Are you getting your schoolwork done though? Like, what are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, mom, my schoolwork is done for the week, and I'm working on that next week's schoolwork." You know?
Right. I'm kind of going off with the questions I sent you or I've talked to you about, but this is really important to me because I think a lot of people are trying to understand this. Do you get judgment for taking online classes? Because for me, I met a lot of people in college, and now I'm doing online classes, like you said. So I kind of relate to you in that aspect. Do people judge you? Kind of judge you for it for what you're doing?
Me, no, not personally. They don't. Usually they're like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could just be chilling. Because, like, genuinely, once I get my schoolwork done for the day, I'll be chilling. Like, people, like, honestly, I feel like anytime someone ever tries to ridicule you about something, 9 times out of 10, they want to be in that situation.
Mm.
And some people have, like, backhanded kind of said it, and then some people said it straight to my face. Like, I would love to be doing online classes and not clocking in. So,
Right.
yeah, I definitely have, though, yes.
That's very good. I just always want to touch on that because all these questions are so important because we're human
Mm-hmm.
and we deal with human things.
Yes.
So I'm a music artist and I want to go into how choreography and music kind of relates. So when you be dancing, do you be feeling the music? How does the music impact you?
Hear music. I heard someone say this the other day, and it clicked so bad. They said, I don't listen to music, I hear music. Like, genuinely, I can feel the music going through my body. Like, I listen to the beat and the bass more than I listen to the lyrics. Like, honestly, like, genuinely. So when it comes to, I honestly, this is my first year ever choreographing anything ever in my life. Like, I taught my first dance class and like with my own choreography, and I'm just like, it honestly just clicked randomly. And I was like, "Wait, I've been doing this whole time," because creating choreography is just freestyling and then remembering the freestyle. I was like, oh, okay, it clicked.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
yeah, just tapping into the creativity.
Is there a certain genre of music that kind of impacts your dancing? Maybe like sad music gets you a little bit more. Just let me know.
hmm I love me some R&B. I'm an R&B baby. Okay, I love that nice. I love that nice. I don't even know how to explain that soulfulness. I was just listening to some Anthony Hamilton yesterday and some Fantasia. Yes. Oh,
Fantasia,
that's my
it's the bittersweet.
yes. Oh, hey, man of the house. Yeah, that's my thing.
Hey,
hmm
Fantasia comes from North Carolina too.
Yeah.
Do emotions ever come up when you're dancing? And you kind of touched on this a little bit. Like when you're dancing, have you ever like cried yet, or have you done any of that type of stuff yet, or made you angry?
Yes, I definitely have. Even sometimes I won't even be dancing, but just to release emotion, like if I'm crying or something, I'll just start dancing and then I'll just start crying or something. Or just like listening to a sad song or something might bring emotion, and it's just like hitting those beats just like releases so much energy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. They always say when you're doing physical stuff, it always helps relieve tension and stress. You want to give us a little performance today?
Today, no, Lord, I would, but like I said, I can't even lift my arms right now.
Right.
Lift my arms right now. But y'all can check out my Instagram because there's fresh new dance videos on there because I just went to dance yesterday, so it's fresh.
What's your Instagram? Let us know.
Oh, it's Charlie CH, two A's, three R's, two L's, and four I's.
Awesome. And by the way, we'll put a little thing up so you can see right there. And then you can also check the description below. All her social and stuff will be in the description below. Now we're gonna start closing this. This is kind of quick.
hmm
What's one word that defines you?
Passionate. I have a couple words, but passionate, yes.
Passionate. That's deep. That's deep. Passionate. And what advice can you say helped you the most? Because we've all gotten advice, but what's one advice that comes to your mind? You're like, this is the advice that I needed.
Hmm. This is the one right here. Listen closely, because this hits me deep. You are literally one away from everything that you dreamed of. That could be one video, That could be meeting one person. That could be literally anything. One job, one taking a walk, one like literally zone out daydreaming. You're one idea away. You're one everything away from everything that you dreamed of. So it's like, why wouldn't you post that video? Why wouldn't you have that conversation? Like, it's literally so close. And it's like, I feel it's helped me so much in my procrastination because I'm realizing that I'm genuinely one away. It's not that much effort to make a video. You know what I mean? Like, if we really think about it, all the effort that we think that it takes is just procrastination psyching us out. When you really think and wake up and say, like, this could be the day. This could be the one day that I was away from. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Do you
yeah.
ever, do you ever think about in your life, just thinking about in your life, and you're like, what if I had never drove that day? Or like, what if I never had went to this place? I would have never gotten the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think about like everything right now because it's just like if I would not have said yes to a childhood friend that I used to dance with to do that one music video, I would have never met the choreographer to do Times Square, New Year's Eve performance, or On the Radar, or a couple other projects coming up. So
Right.
it's
And it's so important not to burn bridges as well. You know what I mean? I
mm-hmm.
mean, you don't have to get along with everybody and you don't have to like everybody. And I want everybody to hear this closely. I'm talking to you, Purple Violets. I need y'all to understand this. I could give y'all a whole, I'm sure Charlie can too. And if she wants to touch on that, she can. We could both probably give you a whole life story of what people have done to us because we're chosen and we have a task to do. But just because those people do stuff, you have to learn forgiveness. What do you have to say about that?
Forgiveness is important. I feel like obviously people say you forgive, but you never forget. But I feel like forgiveness one has to come within yourself first before you can give it to anybody else, and we move on. You know what I mean? Like we move. Life
That's right.
is so crazy, especially right now. Life is so crazy. I just feel like it's like too much to be holding grudges, unless it was crazy. You know what I mean? Some people
Right.
I'm not saying about no crazy stuff, but I'm just like, if it's something little, talk about it. Communication is key. One conversation can fix everything.
Right. And use dancing to relieve, like Charlie does, and
Yes,
sing like I do.
yes.
Is there anything to expect?
Yeah, I'm thinking, wait, let me see. We got a couple YouTube uploads. We're both
Okay.
on YouTube. So yes, click the link in the description. YouTube uploads, more dance uploads, and like good vibes. Honestly, I'm consistent. Like there may not be nothing on my calendar, but I be thrifting, I be vibing,
Okay.
I be chatting, okay? So come catch a vibe with me everywhere on all social
Everywhere.
medias, yeah.
Awesome. Any final words slash remarks before we have to head off?
If anybody who's watching, you guys can literally do anything that you put your mind to and know that I'm rooting for you and I'm proud of you and you got this. Just keep going.
Well, thank you, Charlie, so much for joining this interview. We appreciate you so much. I want to make that clear. We appreciate you so much for everything that you do. You're a great dancer.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a blessed day, okay?
Yes, thank you so much. You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.